Home is thankful their loved one is on the mend. Tonight, we're hearing directly from the family of Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf after the deadly National Guard shooting injured him and took the life of service member specialist Sarah Beckstrom. Amanda Barron sat down with Wolf's family. Here's part of that conversation.
They say they're witnessing a miracle, and they are witnessing their faith to everyone who is following Andy's journey. Andy is what they call him, and he turns 25 next week. I asked him what he wanted for his birthday, and he told me exactly what he tells everybody else. He wants to go home, and each day he's inching closer and closer to that goal. His family told me about the journey to this point.
That night that we walked in that hospital, our lives changed forever.
That day, November 26, started out full of things familiar to the Wolf family. It was the day before Thanksgiving.
I was at deer camp, and we normally come back on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
Melody Wolf closed her eyes for rest and relaxation, only to open them to find grief and chaos. The kind you pray is just a bad dream.
And I woke up to my mom calling, and she said 2 guardsmen had been shot in D.C. I was like, I'm sure it's not Andy. Let's pray, for whoever it is.
Andy, known to the world as Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, enlisted in the 167th West Virginia Air National Guard in 2019. He volunteered for the patrols in the nation's capital. He was supposed to come home in October, but he extended his duty. The plan was to come home just in time for Christmas.
He coincidentally shared with me 2 weeks prior to this. We never share locations, so he had shared that, and we saw his phone in the area of where the shooting was, but he was still moving. It wasn't at a hospital, it wasn't anywhere, it was just where it should have been, but he wouldn't answer.
Then a knock at the door of their Martinsburg home sounded an alarm.
Just the feeling of panic comes over you at that time, but Jason had asked, he said, is my son still alive? And they said, he's in surgery right now, and get your things together.
First responders worked to save him at Farragut Square and then at the hospital. He received compressions for 28 minutes.
And I just immediately started calling my friends for prayer chains. I said, I want his name all over the United States for prayer. I said, I want this out there. I want people speaking his name. And you could see that it spread like wildfire.
Our thanks to Amanda Barron for that story. The family is also quick to point out that Sarah Beckstrom every chance they get to talk about the other service member who in fact passed away as a result of her injuries. You can see the rest of that interview. It's available right now on our website at WUSA9.com.